And we have declared Rex the victor in the first phase of the match. So we've decided that we're going to change things up a little bit so we have some entertainment. First of all, Yasser Seirawan is going to play against Garry Kasparov directly, one-on-one against each other. That way we just get pure moves, no interference according to Garry, no X factor. And Yasser, you brought a special prop. What's this about?
Well, what this is, Garry his whole life has worked for the commercialization of chess. He's gone all around the world trying to get the best sponsors he can, and I found one for him. It's Kleenex Tissue Company. May I, Garry, for your sorrows, you need to cry.
Garry, a response to his magnanimity?
Trash talk in Seattle.
Ooh, I think you got him mad. Rex, you've won the match. What do you have to say now?
I have to say I love Grandmaster Garry Kasparov. Kill him, Yasser.
And we're underway in a matchup between Yasser Seirawan and former world champion Garry Kasparov. It will be a one-on-one match, no interference from the sink fields, and we'll see how this game goes. The game has begun.
Indian.
There we go. That's what we wanted.
Ooh, a singles variation. Some preparation made for this match.
He was ready, indeed. He definitely predicted this.
Absolutely.
After all that trash talk on the air, they were both ready.
It's going to be an interesting game. Yasser actually very familiar with this kind of structures. It's his style, very quiet, positional, slow.
Garry Kasparov seemed to think it was hilarious, the tissues. He wanted to throw those tissues across the room.
I think he might have in other situations.
No, I think Garry wants to win this game more than almost anybody has wanted to win a game in Ultimate Moves.
I think that's probably true. It's the first head-to-head that we have since the Randy Sinkfield versus Rex. So we'll see if Garry can punish Yasser for his trash talking.
And the room is intense now. It looks like respect to the great champion Garry Kasparov as he has got his game face on. And it seems like all the other GMs are just quiet.
I feel very sorry for his opponent.
I think Yasser's got this.
That's what you think. Anytime.
We'll see who uses the Kleenex.
Who is it, yeah? The trophy, yeah?
Chris Bird removed the Kleenex moment for now from, I think, blocking the camera shot it was, but a lead on the clock for Kasparov right now.
Yes, sir. Quicker, stronger, please. Take this slow.
Yasser's playing the faster way.
A minute
I don't
down.
like it.
He's not nowhere. It's like he's too respectful. So he really should.
Very solid position for both sides.
This is more solid for black than for white, I think.
Kasparov has grabbed a pawn.
Excellent move.
Even better. Yeah, even better.
No worries.
And now Garry being obstinate, trying to keep that extra pawn.
Show some class, Yasser. Be deep.
We're trying to find meaning for what MBL was saying.
Yasser shaking his head of his last move, not happy with his last choice. Kasparov up a pawn and now attacking.
We need Randy.
Bring in Randy.
There's a call for Randy Sinkfield to come save Yasser. Or is it to play against Yasser?
Play for Yasser.
Play for Yasser
at this point.
Down a clear pawn, but is he actually losing the game? Is it enough? Kasparov starting to wonder. There's some challenge in this position still.
Yeah, Yasser needs some time.
He's very happy about himself getting to this
Deep in
position.
calculation right now, trying to figure out what to do.
Choices here. Kasparov better, but not winning just
You
yet.
remember the Yasser once?
Yes.
And a knight retreat, leaving his bishop on b1, but tactics in the position.
Fortunately for Yasser, he has to play only one game.
Yes.
Unlike Nigel. So, I wonder who's gonna use the remake.
Yes, sir. Be solid.
What are your thoughts on it?
No, well, I think unlike Nigel, Yasser has to play only one game, so that's definitely a good thing. And yeah, I think he never got over the Garry complex.
This is brilliant, Yasser.
It's terrible. I play like an
You
idiot.
found the worst move in the position.
Thank you for finally being objective.
Yes.
And Kasparov, true to form, cruising right now, according to Aronian, and just that intense look. He may not have played for years, but anytime he plays, people still wonder in amazement at this powerful player, and Yasser Seirawan realizing his position is extremely difficult.
Anytime he plays against Yasser, he's happy. I can feel it deep inside.
Still, some moves to take care of still. As Kasparov has made a mistake giving back the pawn, Yasser has figured out how to save the position. Is he going to save the game?
I don't even know why that was called for.
Yeah, but what's the panic for? Yeah,
The 91 was better than Brooks.
yeah, it wasn't the
No,
mistake.
91 was just clear on top. Take, 95, take, rook to move.
And after some thought, it looks like
Precise.
Black is still
Now we need to
ahead by a pawn, but is it enough to win the game?
We need to substitute Yasser. We need to substitute Yasser with Anish. He's very good at this position.
Anish would find 100 ways to make it.
Your reputation is growing by the minute.
Yasser down a little on the clock, but not
I
much.
shared second place, yeah?
And now Kasparov trading off pawns. Still ahead by a pawn, but is it enough to win the game? Looking very, very drawish. Magnus, would you be able to win this with the black pieces, sir?
I cannot say.
Definitely not against Anish.
I cannot win anyway.
Such a classical player, Yasser. Such a talent. Going.
And now the position looking more and more drawish. Check. And now Yasser able to liquidate, and the game has ended in a draw. Great comeback by Yasser Seirawan. Very tense game.
I was dead.
Yasser, did you
I was dead. He gave me a reprieve. I was a condemned man in this game.
Garry, your thoughts?
He was right.
Together, Garry. All right, well, that game, very dynamic, very challenging game. The players played to a very tense draw. And now we're going to go back to the first game format where the players will come in, tag team each other, 5 moves each by each player. We'll see that, and that will be the concluding game of this match. Already won by Rex Singfield, but we'll have a little fun as we'll see all the GMs line up once more as Ultimate Moves continues.
That's great. That's one of the funnest formats that we've seen so far, where we see all of the players, and not only do you get the interaction between Rex and Randy, but even the other players kind of mix up ideas and have different thoughts on the position.
No, we've had a lot of exciting games today, but I really like the last one we just saw. You can always tell the competitive spirit that he has. It doesn't matter how many years it's passed. But Yasser was able to just save himself somehow. And we saw this key position already. After Rook D2, Yasser is down a pawn, and Kasparov tries to simplify the issue. We're just going to go back a little bit. By playing Queen A1 check, but it kind of backfired. After Bishop F1, he realized his Bishop on C2 was weak, and I think he should have interposed taking on D4 first. unfortunately for him, he thought he had some kind of tactics
Yeah,
with bishop b3.
He missed this. He'd been dominating for so long that I think at some point he missed this rook d1 save in the position.
Right.
For black.
After it takes
for
on
white.
c5, bishop c4. If knight d3, then we do have the move knight e5. This seems crushing to me, just attacking the knight on d3. There's a pin
Bishop
on this.
c3 might be winning as well.
Bishop c3 might also be winning,
Yeah.
but he might have forgotten about rook d1. And after rook d1 and the exchange of rooks, a forced exchange of bishops, here white has some choices, but this looks good enough. Unfortunately for Kasparov, this pawn is just a little bit too weak. He couldn't do anything really with it, and Yasser simply brought in the king, exchanged a couple of pawns, and eventually this weakness was doomed to fall on c5. It advanced, but only towards death. And a little tactic here.
And now it's just a completely symmetrical position with
Completely-
even material. So they
completely
two
dead
agreed
drawn.
to a draw.
Absolutely.
And the joke about the tissues went over just as well the second time. Gary,
So bad.
Gary, when he's playing, man, he's serious.
Well, he doesn't mess around.
It doesn't matter if it's a world championship or it's right here for ultimate moves, and you gotta have to love that actually.
It's part of his charisma, I suppose. He's always so competitive, and it just doesn't matter what he's doing. He'll do it the best way possible.
That's right. I think we'd all want Garry Kasparov on our team. But kudos to Yasser. Played not easy. He must have been very kind of upset that he lost that pawn.